Hey there, boys and girls! Probably mostly boys who are going to be watching this video, but hey, welcome to this short video about two very great, awesome cameras. Okay, so I want to start off this video by saying this is not a comparison video or a review video. This is just me as a small YouTuber giving my personal opinion about the Panasonic GH5, which I own now for like 4 months, and all things about this camera that are giving me second thoughts at this moment. And also the Sony A7 III, which is coming out in a few weeks over here in Europe. And the thing is, I am really having mixed feelings here about my GH5, and I'm gonna tell you why in this short video. I've owned the GH5 since the end of November 2017, so roughly 4 months now. In all fairness, it is a great camera. All right, so hey, fellow Panasonic users, please do not hate me. I'm not saying the Panasonic GH5 isn't anything but a great camera, because it is, and I'm very happy with it. But there are also a few things that, you know, after a few months of using it, have started to really bug me, to say the least. So yeah, this is probably an open door right now, but yeah, the autofocus. I know this is something that many users are sort of complaining about, and there also are a few fixes out there. So recently there's been this new fix with the tilting of the shutter angle. I've actually done that, by the way, and it does seem to help a little bit, but still, in all fairness, the autofocus system of the Panasonic GH5 is pretty bad. I've done numerous occasions where I held the camera in front of me like this and had it on autofocus, had it on my face, and it just wouldn't focus on my face. It just plainly refused. You know, it's forgivable if something like that happens like every once in a while, like maybe 1 out of 20 or 30 times, but it's more than that. It's like maybe like 4 or 5 times out of 10. You know, it starts to get so annoying. Actually, one of my previous videos where I announced our USA summer holiday, I was just sitting in front of the camera in my living room talking to the camera. I had to do that video 2 times. And you know why? Because on the first try, I set it on autofocus, and I just did the whole thing, talked to the camera, blah, 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 blah. Then afterwards, when I was editing the video on my screen, I noticed that the autofocus was hunting, losing track of my face, going back and forth, going like this all the time. I was like, no, I can't use this. This looks like shit. I cannot use this. So I ended up going back downstairs, doing the whole video again on manual focus, really like trying to focus on my face. Is it good? Yeah, I think this is good. Okay. And then just doing the video again in manual focus. Okay, so that's enough about the focus. The other thing that is giving me second thoughts here is the fact that it is a micro four thirds camera with a small sensor and not really that good low light capabilities. Basically, I cannot really go beyond 1600 ISO on the GH5. I've done 3200 and 6400. Like 3200 may be forgivable in some situations, but you really don't want to push it beyond that. Which means I'm basically always stuck to a max level of 1600 ISO, because anything above that just doesn't really look very good. And when you're like traveling and going all over the place, like I am doing in my videos, you really want something that is a little bit more capable in low light situations. At least it would be just really nice to shoot in higher ISOs and just knowing that your footage is still gonna look good. So yeah, basically those two are my biggest concerns that I have with the GH5 so far. So the autofocus and the smaller sensor, low light capabilities. Both of those things will probably be significantly better in the Sony A7 III. So obviously full frame sensor gives you a lot more capabilities regarding low light. And of course the autofocus system, which is far superior compared to the Panasonic's one. So those two things are like the biggest downsides of the GH5 for me. So this is like a personal situation for me. I'm not saying those things apply to you per se, right? This is like a personal, like how I like to shoot my videos. The GH5 is a beast when it comes to video capabilities. But hey, you know what the other thing is? I've been looking at some other videos and reading some articles where there are a few comparisons between the GH5 and the Sony A7 III. And people are saying that, yeah, the Panasonic is superior because of that 10-bit recording, blah, blah, blah. But then I also see a lot of comments of people saying that the 10-bit of Panasonic isn't really that great after all, and that the Sony bitrate quality codec is also very good, and you can't really see any difference between them. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, this is what I mean, right? There's like so many pros and cons, and so many people are sort of divided when it comes to stuff like this. And then this person says this and the other person says that, and blah, 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 blah. And you still don't really know what to do. So yeah, long story short, I know this is a very specific video because this is only sort of directed at people who are into cameras and into tech stuff, video stuff, but still I would really love your opinion about this. So Panasonic GH5 or Sony A7 III, what would you choose and why? Please help me out here because, as I said, I'm really torn here. I really am. I'm really torn because I cannot really make a decision at this point. It's just so freaking difficult. So maybe you have that golden comment for me, like why would you choose the GH5 over the Sony, or vice versa? Why would you choose the Sony over the GH5? And as a GH5 user, obviously I've never had the Sony A7 III in my hands, so I can't really say too much about it, only the things I've read and seen on the internet. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. I really hope to get some interesting feedback on this one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you like what I do, and I'll see you in the next one. Many pieces to you. Yes, goodbye.